Not necessarily the first match. I thought Miz, Big Show, R-Truth, and Morrison. I thought that was good for what it was. Obviously, it only went 3 minutes. But Randy Orton, Ted DiBiase, and Cody Rhodes, I expected more from this one. And there was
really.
I mean, it just wasn't
good, man.
Dude, it wasn't clicking. I mean, something wasn't clicking there, man, with those guys. It was just
Legacy's not over. I mean, that doesn't help.
No, you're right, but it just seemed like there were random spots that just felt like they were off. I'm not saying that the match was horrible, but it was just...
I dug it.
There were spots.
I would say it was one of the good matches, so I disagree with you on that one. What did we do predictions anyway?
I know. We predicted Orton, didn't we?
Yeah, I know I did. You predicted somebody else at first, I think, and then changed your mind.
I think I had, in my predictions from Thursday, I think I had R-Truth and John Morrison to take the tag team titles. Right.
Yeah, so you're wrong. I think you picked against Orton, too, because that was the one at the end. You said, come on, let me change it to Orton.
No, but I wouldn't have picked Ted DiBiase or Cody Rhodes. I don't know what the fuck.
I think you picked DiBiase. I think you did.
All right, DiBiase would have made sense, dude. Because I think he's the next guy. You know what I mean? Kofi Kingston is up the MVP, not necessarily MVP anymore.
Got beat by Christian on Raw last night.
I know. We'll talk about that later on. Hey, they did a backstage segment. They had all heel divas, and this is weird, man. Santino did the Slim Jim bit where he.
Yeah, before that though, I just love the "excuse me" from Vicky Guerrero. That thing is awesome.
Dude. She is horrible. Did you see they did a segment on SmackDown where Beth Phoenix is out there, and they stripped her. That poor woman, man. They stripped her down. She had a pair of pink granny panties on SmackDown last week, and they stripped her down, and she was there, and they did these close-up camera angles on the booty.
All right.
And it was just, I mean, Vicky Guerrero week after week, you know what I mean? I mean, if Eddie was still around, do you think he would have...
I thought you said Beth Phoenix. That was Vicky Guerrero. Oh, man.
Close-up shots of Vicky Guerrero's booty in pink panties, and then they had the frog splash where she came out, and they called it the hog splash. I mean, they
call it the bullfrog splash or the hog splash.
The hog splash, yeah, dude. And then she's got like the Mickey James syndrome, you know what I mean? Where they just want to hate on her, you know what I mean? And I guarantee, I mean, there are people within that company. We reported a couple months ago that there weren't people, happy with the way that Vicky had been treated. And you know that if Eddie was still around, they wouldn't approve of that. She must need a paycheck. You know what I mean? And I don't know.
Wait, not too long ago. Why is she back already? I don't know.
Well, she left to go spend time with her family to take care of the kids, and then she came back, and I guess she's back full time. Obviously, So I don't know what the deal is with that, but it has to deal with money. You know what I mean? And she's got to do what they give her, and apparently she's willing to go along with it. I mean, she could obviously say, no, I'm not going to do this. And she does it, And then they did the thing at WrestleMania too, where after she hit the hog splash, whatever you want to call it, and she did that thing where she was shaking her titties.
She was shimmying like Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, but blah.
Yeah, but no, it was like a tribute to Eddie Guerrero. She was doing his little arm dance thing that he used to do.
She did point up before she came off.
She pointed up, she did the shimmy, and then she did her frog splash. It was like a whole tribute to Eddie. I actually cheered for her a little bit when she did that.
All right, so we had the backstage days. You had Vicky Guerrero there, and then you had Santino, and basically every time he took a bite out of the Slim Jim, somebody would show up. You had Mae Young there, and you had Mean Gene Okerlund. Remember Mean Gene, dude? Remember when we had Mean Gene Okerlund back a couple years ago on WZR Radio, and me and you woke up. I was in Colorado, so I think I woke up. It was like 6 o'clock. Wasn't it like 6 o'clock your time? And it was about 4 a.m. my time.
I feel like we've repeated this story a million times, yeah.
Have we?
A bunch of spoilers about Austin coming back.
Oh, dude, yeah, where he just scooped like crazy, man. That was one of our best interviews, man. Mean Gene Okerlund. He's good back in the day.
Yeah, he was cool.
All right, so we had the Money in the Bank match, which we talked about. We had Kofi Kingston, Shelton Benjamin, Drew McIntyre, Matt Hardy, Dolph Ziggler, Kane, Jack Swagger, Christian, Evan Bourne, and MVP. Did you notice that Kane had a black eye? I don't know. I don't know
that at all. No.
Yeah, got a black eye. We had a surprise winner. Jack Swagger was our new Money in the Bank
Yeah, we already ran down all the spots from this and him fucking up getting the briefcase. So, yeah, Swagger won, and I don't know. I thought it was going to be Drew McIntyre. They even teased Drew McIntyre winning it at one point, but Swagger...
You know, Kena, I mean, we had predicted on the Thursday show that it was going to come down to Christian or Drew McIntyre, and, you know, Jack Swagger was one of those guys where they pushed him several months ago, and then it kind of died off, and then bang, right back to the top with a Money in the Bank win at WrestleMania.
I'm telling you right now, I don't see him beating either world champion unless they come up with like an NXT world champion and he can take that title or something, but...
you know what?
If he does, the promos are going to kill me, man. Watching that promo on Raw last night was torture. He's got the lisp, and his tongue hangs out of his mouth when he talks, and it's just annoying. I don't like hearing his talk.
Yeah, you know what? Here's the thing with that is we hated Sheamus when he came in. We hated the accent that he had. We hated the look, and they force-fed him down our throats, and now the guy is a top heel in WWE, and it's kind of, I mean, you said last week or on the Thursday, it's kind of grown. You know what I mean? It's kind of grown on me.
Yeah, but I don't see Jack Swagger being the same. Maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe, but I don't.
You never know. You never know. You know, I mean, Sheamus, I didn't think was going to work out at all, and look where he is now. So it's possible with Jack Swagger that they could, you know what I mean, take that push and run with it. You know what I mean? It all depends on what they do, whether they. And it seems like he's going to get a title shot at some point. Well, obviously he gets a title shot, but a title run. As if I'm not mistaken, every single person that's won Money in the Bank has casted in and won the title.
It seems like, I think they have, and it seems like he's like the new Kurt Angle there, too. He's got the red, white, and blue singlet, he's got the robe on with the hoodie on it, and red, white, and blue fireworks. It's like all the same shit.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like he's in. If the past is any indication, it would seem like he's in line for a title shot. The angle they did last night on Raw was kind of weird, but nonetheless, the bell didn't ring, so I guess he still has the title shot. It's on, yeah, whatever. Then we had Rey Mysterio against CM Punk. CM Punk's promo was awesome as always. I love
CM Punk, dude. He is the fucking man. I wish I watched SmackDown just for him. Dude. He's awesome.
He is, man. Well, you saw the video packages. There was a great angle they did on SmackDown last week with the Happy Birthday thing.
Yeah, I didn't know that was it. Yeah, dude, that was amazing. I didn't even know that had happened. Like that's why I wish they got to draft him to Raw. He's too good.
Yeah, dude. He did the thing at the Royal Rumble too, where basically he would.
Yeah, I love that. Every time he threw somebody out, it was beautiful.
Yeah, he would grab the mic, and then they did the angle on SmackDown last week, which was man, I think it's up on YouTube. If you guys haven't seen that, you should check that out. But they had Rey Mysterio's family. You guys saw the video packages, you know, at WrestleMania. But that was an awesome segment. And then the whole payoff to this was a 6-minute match at WrestleMania. 6 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that could have been a show stealer.
Yeah, and I got this one wrong. I remember that because I assumed Ray would lose and join the Straight Edge Society. But I mean, it was a good match, even though it was short. But it should have been a little longer. But what are you going to do? It was good. It was good still.
Yeah, we had Rey Mysterio won the 619, and that was that. You had CM Punk's crew out there as well throughout the match. So they led you to believe that there was going to be some sort of screw job. That's not the way it went down. And then we had Bret Hart versus Vince McMahon. I'm going to let you comment on this, dude, because this was fucking brutal.
Dude, this was one of the worst things I've ever... This was trash, man. I'm still trying to understand what this is supposed to be. Like, even if it worked, like, perfectly, well, it still would have sucked. Like, the idea was to beat him repeatedly with a crowbar, beat him repeatedly with a chair, throw him out, let his family beat his ass.
So much for the ban on chair shots, right?
Those were just to the head, I think. The ban chair shots. But either way,
you're right.
Fucking. What was I gonna say? Like, I said at one point during the show. I think I said it to you, but and I meant it as a joke, but then I was like, it's kind of serious too. Bret Hart said he only came back on his own terms, not for money, but just because he didn't want Montreal to be how he was remembered. He said he wanted to go out the right way and change the way he was remembered. And I said maybe he should have not come back if that was the reason, because I probably would have rather been remembered for Montreal than that match at WrestleMania, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it was basically what happened here is they brought out, Vince came out and he had a mic, and he brought out, basically, it was going to be a lumberjack match where Vince paid off the Hart family and brought out Bruce Hart was the referee for this, and then Bret grabbed the mic and said, no, we actually screwed you, and it was you know, they did that with the injury angle, where basically Bret says,
it was built up to that, at least. This was Vince thinking he's got him, and then 2 seconds later, before the match started, I should add, now they're on my side. It could have been like, let the match start, and in some way, you know, they just refused to beat up Bret, or, you know, start beating the shit out of Vince, and you realize it or something. That might have been better, but they just told him real quick, like, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it was just, I mean, this whole match was a complete train wreck. You had, there was one spot where Tyson Kidd came off the top rope, and Vince looked like he took a nasty landing on the floor. But other than that, man, it went about 10 minutes. And,
one of the opinions I keep having, because everybody's trying to figure out what it was supposed to be, and one opinion that keeps floating through my mind is that maybe Bret was just like,